What's going on, people? We've got the internet back fully. Sammy's hotspot is not hotspotting anymore. I think his phone's gone in some ice to cool down. We've managed to start this on time. We've had to catch a breath. Tottenham 3, Atletico Madrid 2. What a game, Iggy. What a game.
Listen, it's what we've always asked for of our team, you know, to put a fight every minute of the game, and put a performance out there that the boys themselves first and foremost can be proud of, the manager can be proud of, and the fans watching in the stadium and all over the world can look at it. You know what? Tonight, yes, we didn't get through to the next round of the Champions League, but we won, playing well, and deserved, and in the very end, deserved to win the actual game. And that will breed that on top of the good performance and result that we picked up away at Anfield. A win, something that we haven't seen a lot of White Hart Lane this season. A win tonight will set us up nicely and will bring us into the weekend game against Forest with a lot more confidence. And they will take confidence in tonight's performance, in the way that they played in the front foot, in the goals that they scored. All right, we had opportunities to go and maybe even win the tie, but they can be proud of the way they performed tonight. Where was this Spurs team been? Where's this Spurs team been? Yeah. But you know what? If this is what it is going to be like to the end of the season, we give ourselves a fighting chance of staying up this season.
Look, 100%. I think, no one... For me, that was the most enjoyable game of football I think we've seen, not only this year, not only this season, but in the past few seasons. The team were together, the fans were with the players, they showed fight, they had the desire. We didn't let we'll go through everything that kind of happened in the game in a minute, but just the desire that we had to come back from arguably what should have been or could have been a foul to then go and get that goal. But those players ran their socks off tonight. The first goal obviously was massively important in the tie. Great work by Archie Gray in the midfield. Plays it into Xavi. Xavi plays it to Moani. Then they fly it back to Xavi. Xavi across. Sorry, that's the second. That was the one that Tell missed. Tell for the press got the ball in box from the press, and then Moani bottom corner. Excellent. Then we had a chance to get the second one. And that's what I mean. Great interlinking play from Grail to Xavi to Moani to Xavi back to Tell. And he just chose the wrong option. He either had to, like you said, he had to smash it through the laces or square it because Gray and Moani were there. Yeah. And then, we had a couple other situations where the goalkeeper, Johan Musso, who was replacing Oblak, actually had a really good match. Yeah. He made some very important saves in that first half. And we could have gone into the, 2-0 up, which would have set us up for the second half in a different way. But instead, not taking those opportunities that we created, playing good football leading up to those points, but the last decision made, the last spool, wasn't always the right one. That left Atletico Madrid into the game at 1-0 up. We were saying, look, we need to come out the second half, out of the blocks, and try and get the second. Yeah. But what happened 2 minutes later? They were the one that equalised, and that is the problem at this level of football. This is the best competition in club football, and against good teams, if you don't take your opportunities when you're on top, you're guaranteed that they will create one. And good teams with good forwards, very good forwards, like we saw in Alvarez tonight. Mate, he was top drawer. He only needed one bite only, and he's put that top bins. That's made it 1-1, and that took the wind a bit out of us. I have to say, was worried it was going to go the other way, and it could have gone the other way because we had our goalkeeper has had to make a couple. Yeah, of Vicario. That shot.
Deflected off Romero.
Deflected off Romero right at the end of the, towards the end of the first half. I mean, just incredible. They slow-moed it down. I actually don't think that did it justice. No. Excellent from then, but we didn't let that goal affect us. Xavi Simons, who for me, between hit, obviously he got
2 goals tonight, between him and Archie Gray for man of the match.
The equaliser was partly his fault for Liverpool. I don't know, maybe it was arguably, was it a foul, was it not a foul? But he got bodied off the ball. Counter-attack led to Alvarez's the equaliser. But he reacted well from that. It could have gone the other way. It probably normally would have gone the other way. But he's flipped that, and like you were just about to say, he was involved in a great goal, man.
Yeah,
really
great goal. Just started it outside the post, and it just curled back in. Keeper had no chance, and we're back in it again. And then we're doing things, and then all of a sudden, we're just getting a little bit. We were getting a little bit sloppy. Yellow card after yellow card after yellow card. We let what happened with the equaliser affect us, I think.
Well, the Lookman incident, that for me, that's a big moment because we had about two players got booked. Ricardo got booked. Yeah, Tudor got booked, and Porro got booked, all on that incident. So a situation where that should have been looked at, in my opinion, because whether he struck him, whether he punches someone or he hits him in the hand or the open palm, I don't care. That's a violent conduct. How that doesn't get looked at, that's the big moment of the match. It goes our way. He gets sent off. We're on the front foot there. But he stays on the pitch. Got a couple of our players booked because, you know, it should have been looked at for sure. But that said, he stays on the pitch. And they get the equaliser.
Yeah, and it's that man Alvarez again who pulled all the strings for Atletico tonight. Corner comes in.
Great ball in the box.
Sarr misses his man. Gray can't react quick enough, and it's 2-2. And then the heads go down. We go quiet. The crowd goes quiet. But the most important thing is, and what we were saying is, we take momentum. We take this performance to finish on a draw tonight. Would have felt like a loss and would have felt like a hammer blow going into Sunday.
Team wanted to win tonight, regardless of the overall score. They wanted to go and win, and they pushed right to the end. And in the very end, we got a penalty, which is a stonewall penalty. I don't think there was a single argument of a penalty. Little great Olusesi, was it? And Xavi did a little 1-2. Xavi goes past his man, gets taken down by Jimenez, and then he's got the opportunity to make it 3-2, and he dispatched that penalty brilliantly.
Yeah, and look, it wasn't a penalty for the second one for Colin.
No.
He dived.
Alive, it looked like it.
Alive, yeah. So
no, you're right.
You're right. And then Mawani had a chance, and it was just so near, but so far. I just think that what we did or didn't do in Madrid last Tuesday was ultimately the downfall. Because actually, if we'd played like that last week, we'd probably be going through.
Someone in the chat has just said European home record still intact.
Yeah, it is.
That's a
only team to be
undefeated. And how long that's going to be gone for, because we're not going to be in the Champions League next season. So we don't know when we're going to be in the Champions League again. So at the very least, to finish it off, to finish our campaign this season with a 3-2 win. A win's a win, and we haven't had many of those.
It's our first win in 2026. It's the 18th of March. It's Tudor's first win.
And we have to go. We have to go into Nottingham Forest now more confident. On the back of Liverpool, you can see what that draw did for us going into this game. Now, if we could take this win and performance, most importantly, it has to be highlighted, the performance, the intensity, the pressing, the working together as a unit, defending, attacking together. We take that into the Forest game on Sunday at home, in front of the fans, the loud fans tonight.
Yeah.
They're going to be there again on Sunday, because now they're going to go in a belief thinking, you know what? This is the team that we want to see. This is the team that we hope to see every game this season, fighting to the very end. Because I believe that if you fight, play together as a unit, attack and defend together, you will get results. Yeah. And those results couldn't come any faster. And that has to start by the 6-pointer that awaits for us on Sunday against Forest.
It's absolutely massive. Look, for me, I don't think Romero and Van der Ven were good in patches, but you know, it's the same old Romero getting involved, being so hot-headed and everything else. You know, Van der Ven getting skinned. Look, still all these things.
He made a couple of good challenges as well. I have to say,
which he did. But games are won in moments, and there was too many moments that I think over the 2 ties that went against Spurs in the first leg with the slips and everything else.
We've ruined it.
But also tonight with Lookman, the foul on Xavi. Those are the moments that change games. We know it's not going to be like the Premier League. In the Premier League, that's probably a foul given on Xavi. The ref was letting the game flow as much as he could. But there was certainly a bit of between the first half and the second half. He was given stuff in the first half that he wasn't given stuff in the second half. So there was
a lot of inconsistency. There was a lot of inconsistency from the referee, but I felt there was inconsistencies in the way he was refereeing both teams. He was refereeing one team one way, and he was refereeing the other in another. Look, I don't want to put this too much on the referee. I don't want to say that this was completely decided by the referee. I just felt that he was refereeing 2 different teams, as in what he was letting Atletico Madrid get away with. We was getting yellow carded for. The similar sort of fouls. One would result in yellow cards, the other one wasn't, and that's the 2 methods that he was using against both teams. Like I said, he didn't overall. He didn't influence or hurt us but he did make some really strange decisions. Like I said, especially when it came to yellow cards. I don't think maybe 2 of those were yellow cards, but the rest of them weren't yellow cards in my opinion.
And look, for me, I think Xavi Simons and Archie Gray probably had the best game in a Spurs
Very positive.
Both of them were very positive. They've left everything out there, and that's all we've been asking for weeks and weeks and weeks, is to show a bit of fight, show some effort. I mean, we had so many chances. I mean, if we just go into the stats of the game, we had let's just bring them up now. We had 18 shots, 11 on target. And Atletico only had 6. They had the same amount of shots, but only 6 on target. So,
this team is clear that with all the forwards that we got, we don't have killers up front. We don't have an out-and-out killers. Maybe the most prolific one, if you want to call him that, maybe Solanke, but he wasn't there tonight. So that Richarlison wasn't available, and we know already Colomwani, he will score a goal, but he will miss 3 chances. I thought was very positive. I said it right at half time. He was one of our most positive attackers in that first half. But it's that final decision making, that final ball, that final strike, that final moment where to convert that chances that he's probably created himself. Doesn't have that in his locker as yet. But the bits, they're creating a bit, taking a man on. He was very positive in that, particularly in the first half. I thought he was one of our better players. In the second half, both he and Colomwani had died down, and that's where, and obviously the pressing wasn't as rightly so, because after 78 minutes of pressing for the whole game, you're going to run out of steam. And the players that were coming on, a lot of them would come back from injury. So the intensity wasn't as high. So therefore, we dropped off when we really needed it most in that last 15 minutes. But having said that, man, having said all of that, it's night and day from what we've been seeing and what we've been sitting through for a lot of these games this season. And that's the one thing that we have to take is that fight. You have to take the fight, man, every single match and every single minute. So we shall see what the next game brings, man.
Exactly. So look, it's your chance to have your say shortly. Be interested to see how you thought today went. Super chat here from Michael Roche. In spite of Vinay Lange and the negativity Frank introduced to the team, tonight the team did us proud. Pleasure to watch. Come on, you Spurs. Absolutely, it was a pleasure to watch. Absolute pleasure to watch. So, look, it's now your turn. We've given our thoughts, we've given our opinions. It's time for you to give yours. This is going to be interesting.
I wasn't bored tonight watching Spurs, and that I can honestly say
first time
been a long time. Long time I haven't.
But let's get this little young man character. Let's see what he has to say.
Good evening. How are you?
Were you in a cave?
Yeah, the Bat Cave.
Yeah, I'm in Osama bin Laden's bunker.
Don't do that straight away. Anyway,
I'm even sorry I asked. I'm sorry I asked.
I did a live stream, and everyone in in my chat was saying I was in some kind of bunker in a military compound. I've been arrested. Yeah.
Style, man. Your thoughts, man. What do you think? What are you saying?
Best performance of the
at the very
entire
least
time Tudor's been manager. That's the best performance I've seen. I wasn't impressed with us at Anfield, like I said when I came on the show on Sunday. I thought Liverpool was shit and Spurs were shit, but tonight I can't say that. Spurs were very good tonight. We matched Atletico, a very good Atletico, an Atletico that is in form. This isn't an out of form Atletico, and we pressed. I thought our pressing was the most standout thing tonight. We pressed really, really well, and the difference between the two teams was they've got
the quality,
sharp shooters up front. We've got players up front that fire blanks, and the last 15 minutes we just run out of steam. We didn't have the stamina to keep going, and you know, a bit of sloppy defending at the end from some tired legs, and they got their equaliser. But then we got the penalty to win the game. But look, a lot of positives. I thought Xavi Simons. A lot of people give him grief. I've always said he's a good player. We just don't play him right, or the coaching doesn't work for him. And tonight he scored an absolute perler of a goal, man. Come on, he opened up his foot, curled it, bang off the post. It was a banging goal from Xavi Simons. And his penalty, if Harry Kane scored that penalty, we'd all be dancing in the streets.
Mate, that was a finish. I said that was a great finish.
Quality penalty.
I thought him and Archie Gray were really positive, man. Archie Gray, especially with trying to nick that ball and
turn all your phones off because Lubo's coming for everyone.
No, some of their transitions was killed off by Archie Gray, and we would then go on the front foot and counter them. So I thought it was really good. Xavi, I thought was excellent, quality. What did you make of the tactics? 4-4-2, Poro on the right wing. Yeah, everyone was kind of, apart from Dragusi maybe at right back, everyone was kind of like, yeah, do you know what? This might be all right, yeah. And pressing from the front.
The tactics worked.
Yeah.
The tactics work. We got into Atletico Madrid. We had them pushed back for quite a good period of the game. We created enough. Listen, guys, we should have gone through tonight. We should have gone through. We created enough to go through. Yeah. Against all the odds, we should have gone through. But unfortunately...
18 chances and goal, 11 on target. That's what we were just reading the stats earlier.
Iggy, the key moment of that game was just before the second half. Mateus Tell, just square it to the back post, and it's a guaranteed goal. He was selfish, and he absolutely screwed it up. And because of that, we went in 1-0. Yeah. If we go in at 2-0...
Different game.
Atletico's conversation is, guys, one more goal and they've tied. What are we doing here? Whereas for us, it's, boys, one goal in this stadium, the roof's going to blow off. And we've got them. We've got them because we're at home. And we went out and scored the first goal to make it 2-0. That should have been 3-0. And you know what? Atletico are on the ropes. But because we didn't, I think that was the deciding moment, because going in 2-0 to 1-0 in a game like this against a team like that would have been all the difference for me. So, but okay, look, we didn't score it. Tell fucked it up. And we still rallied. We got the second goal. Even when they
equalised at 1-1 with that finish with Alvarez. My God, he had what a player. I mean, he was unbelievable tonight.
He's fantastic. Iggy, he's a fantastic player. Pep Guardiola's an idiot letting him go. I don't know what Pep Guardiola was thinking. And unless Alvarez wanted out of Man City because he wanted more game time, and with Haaland up front as a lone striker. Yeah.
But that was the difference. You're right. The difference up front, night and day. You give those chances to Alvarez that we had in the first half, we're going in at 3-0.
Even towards the end of the game, Mawani's in on goal and he smashes it at the keeper. Like, if you noticed, a lot of our shots are direct at the keeper. I counted, Mateus Tell had about 4 or 5 shots, and most of them were all at the keeper. Every shot Tell took was straight at the goalie, except for one.
Was at the keeper.
Oh, we had the Tell chances. We had the Moani chances. Poro had one outside the foot.
I'm talking about Mateus Tell. Like, all his chances were straight at the goalie, except for one where he curled it, and the keeper had to go to ground and tip it round the post. But every other chance Tell had, his finishing is poor. He's a very poor finisher. I thought Mawani's header was fantastic, by the way. He got up so high, and that header, into the bottom corner. I'll give Tell praise for that because that was an excellent cross, by the way. That was a really good cross from Mateus Tell. But we need a Harry Kane. We need a Heung-min Son. We need a
killers.
we just need someone up there that knows how to bury chances. Like if you look at Xavi Simons' goals tonight, both of them with pace, bottom corner, keeper can't do nothing. The penalty and the long range shot. If we had a striker or a winger that could do that, I think we go through tonight. I actually think against all the odds we would have gone through.
Two things I want to ask you, because I know we spoke about this a lot tonight. Their equaliser came from maybe a foul on Simons, or do you reckon he just got knocked off the ball? And secondly, what did you make of that Lookman incident? Because we got three, our coach, our manager, and two players got yellow carded for the VAR not interfering with that Lookman where he slapped or punched, whatever it was. What did you make of that incident, and what did you make of that? Was that a foul on Simons that led to their equaliser or not?
First of all, we all know European refereeing, European decision-making is different to what we used to back home. They don't take any nonsense. You don't surround the ref. You don't say nothing. You got to be disciplined, or they punish you. Whereas in the UK, it's a little bit more allowed because the nature of our game. It's part of the DNA of our game. So you can't do that in Europe. It's just what it is. I thought the Simons one, it was weird because if it's a shove, it's a free kick. If it's a barge, it's not a free kick. And I think it was somewhere in between both. It wasn't strong enough for a shove, but it wasn't gentle enough just to be a barge. So it's kind of in between. So if he gave it, I would have totally understood it. If he didn't give it, I kind of understood it as well, because it's in that grey area for me. Is it a shove? Is it a barge? I think it's a bit of both. So what do you do? As for the Lookman one, it was an open hand into the chest, which is, in my opinion, a push. If he closed the fist when he did it, it's a punch. And I think because he had an open fist, an open hand, he got a yellow card for shoving Dragusin, but pushing him rather than punching him.
He struck him, though, isn't it? He struck him. So to me, I see that as violent conduct either way. So I'm a bit like, if you've hit someone, whether you've punched them or you've hit him with an open arm or open hand,
right,
you've still
Iggy,
struck a player.
If that open hand was in the head, then it's a red. If it was a closed hand in the chest, it's a red. But I think, again, because it's a closed hand push, which you call strike, it goes into that grey area again, where referees, what is it? Is it a punch? Is it a shove? Is it, but if it was in the head, I think it's a straight red if it's in the head region. So I think Lookman got away with it because of that. I'm not here to justify it. I'm not here to back
I just wanted to get your take on it. That's all.
That's what I thought when I saw it.
The manager, Porro, and Vicario got booked on that incident. Ruggieri, the left back, got booked in the yellow card straight away, and I was screaming, someone on the right wing, someone just go on the right wing and start taking him on, get a second yellow. And we didn't bother Ruggieri for the rest of the game. We just left him. It's like, you know what, you're on the yellow now. We'll leave you alone. We'll go on the other side. We don't. Sometimes it's that cuteness that if that was Simeone or any other manager, Mourinho, they'll be like, you know what, I'm putting someone out there and making sure, because they kept him on the whole game. They didn't take him off. And we just, like he was saying that, you need to be intelligent so-and-so, not stupid so-and-so. Those are the situations we never really capitalise on. We're not street smart enough to take it on, you know what I mean? And that really wound me up that we didn't exploit that side. And I don't remember anyone taking him on the whole second half. Just... when you look at Romero, as soon as you got a yellow card, you're worrying that shit, he's going to get red. He's going to get red. He's going to get red.
It goes back to what Mourinho said in the documentary. You need to be an intelligent...
C-U-N-T.
Right. And you and I, maybe Barry, we listen to that and we think,
use that, man. Use that.
Other people look at that and they're like, we don't want that at our club. No.
Nah, man. Whatever
we don't
gives you an edge.
Play
whatever
those games.
gives you the edge.
So it splits opinion. For me, the way I look at it, Iggy, is if the opposition are going to do it to you, you've got to do it back. You've got to do it back.
Whatever
Otherwise, you're
gives you the edge,
so
man.
I'm all for it. I'm all for it. I'm with you. I agree.
Whatever swings the tire your way, you have to use his advantage because it's not coincidence that it gets done against Romero or against Porro. People worked out that Porro's an emotional creature, so they always go and prod him to try and get that out of him. Romero, you know he's going to give you lunge. He's likely to get yellow. Right, I've got the next 20 minutes to get him sent off. You know, it's just little things like that. If other teams are doing it, you can't then say, well, you know what, that's them. We do us. No, you can't do that because they go to 10 men, you go 2-0 up, it's a different game. And sometimes, you know, look, it's done. What's done is done. What I would like to say, though, that on the back of Liverpool's game, yes, I agree, it wasn't, especially the first half, I thought it was boring against Liverpool, but we got the result. We played to the end and got a result. Tonight, on the back of that, we was able to start this game with a bit of confidence, and I said, whatever happens tonight, on the back of that performance, we have to win the game. Even at 2-2, we have to go and persist and win that game. We went on and won the game. So I'm hoping on the back of this win and performance that we've taken, and God knows when we're going to see Spurs in the Champions League again, we can go to Forest and you know, on Sunday afternoon with a 6-pointer. On the back of this performance, we can take them on now. We go in there a bit confident. Not cocky, but at least a bit more confidence.
Yeah, 100%. That was the most important thing, getting that penalty and getting the result.
For me, guys, Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, these performances mean absolutely nothing. Unless we go and do the exact same against Forest. Because if we don't do the exact same and win,
of course,
then all this positive conversation about the Atletico and the Liverpool game means absolutely nothing. And this for me is now the test, because this is the classic Spurs that we know. Beat Burnley first game, beat Man City second game, get hyped, and then we crash. Play Borussia Dortmund, who have been brilliant in the Champions League, and we completely outplay Borussia Dortmund, and then we go on a really bad losing streak. Get a point against Anfield when you least expect it. Good performance tonight, beating Atletico, and then we stink the bed against Forest. So this is the classic Spurs. Is it going to be classic Spurs on Sunday, or are we going to show some cojones and actually give them a game of football and take 3 points? And I can't predict it, because I've seen too many years of Spurs to bet in our favour, but at the same time, you'll be crazy to bet against us based on what you've seen the last 2 games. So I'm on the fence with this, boys. I really am. I don't know what's going to happen on Sunday. I don't know what Spurs is going to turn up, and I don't know what the score is going to be. I just think it's going to be one of those games where it's just going to be whatever you think, something else is going to happen, and it's all going to be emotions, surprises, ups, downs. It's going to be wild. It's going to be a wild game on Sunday. It ain't going to be boring. Even if it ends up 0-0, it's not going to be a boring 0-0 if it finishes that way. But what I will say is, Forest, they're not scoring goals. They're not scoring goals. So if Spurs score 2 goals on Sunday, I think we beat them. If Spurs score 2 goals on Sunday, I think it's 3 points to Tottenham. Because I don't see Forest scoring more than 1 goal max if they score.
Let's hope so, man. It's going to be a nervy time until then, man.
It is.
Can I?
Go on.
I was going to say, can I ask you a quick question on this?
Yeah.
So, Danzo was dropped tonight, and there was a lot of fans saying, what are we doing? I disagree with it. I personally thought we should have started with Danzo, but that was our best performance under Tudor, and that was without Danzo. So, what do you do now? What do you do now on Sunday? What do you do?
I thought
Who do you start in defence?
I thought Dragusin got the nod just simply because he's got more experience of playing right back than Dancer has. That's what I think. Having said that, Udogi's come back into the team now, so he's at left back and Spence at right back. We don't have anyone on the right wing, which is why I think Porro's playing there. We don't. Even on Sunday, who are we going to have on the right wing? Nobody. So I think Porro will continue to play there. So it would be a case for me, as I think Van der Ven and Romero will play at centre back. It's just a question whether can Danso play at right back or does he confirm Dragusin? I think it would confirm Dragusin, and I think it would be a case of Spence / Udogi. But I think Spence will get that because I thought Spence was good
there
tonight.
anything wrong with Sousa?
Who?
Sousa? Could he not play left back and Spence on the right, and then you play?
I don't know.
Pryor
At this
right
moment
wing?
in time, you got to go with the certainty. I don't listen. I haven't got any opinions on Sousa at all.
Yeah.
I just think at this moment in time, you have far more experienced players, and this is a big game. I don't think this is the right game for Sousa.
So you play a doggy,
guys? Who are the centre backs? Sorry, who are the centre backs?
If we go with a four,
which has worked the last 2 games.
This is what I think. It looks like we're heading to a back 4. So if Porro stays at right wing, either Spence goes right back and Udogie goes left back, or it'll be Spence at left back and Dragusin at right back. I thought Dragusin was all right. I thought he dealt with Lookman quite well. I don't think Danzo's a right back. I have not seen him play Danzo. Danzo only played him a centre back.
Guys, who do you think out of the centre backs is starting against Forest? That's my question.
I think the two centre backs, Van der Ven and Romero. I don't think there's going to be any other two that start in there.
So you think Danzo's going to be benched then?
Yeah,
on
I think
Sunday?
so. I think so. I think the back 4 that started tonight will play against Nottingham Forest.
Do you think then, if Danzo is benched, that's going to be a bit of a moan from a lot of Spurs fans, because the hype for Danzo after Liverpool, he's fighting for us. He's showing more character than the other two. Do you think Spurs fans are going to be okay with that before kickoff?
To be honest with you,
it's a big call. It's a big call.
Yeah, no, it is a big call. Listen, during tonight's match, in the comments, I was reading a lot of the comments, and Van der Ven was still getting it in the neck, more so than Romero. I think Van der Ven was the one out of the two that was getting it the most, saying that it doesn't look overcommitted. It doesn't look like he wants to put any challenge. I thought he put a couple of really good challenges in there.
Mate, he put in some massive challenges tonight.
I thought that, but I can only tell you what I was reading in the comments. They were saying, it doesn't look that interested. I don't know. I disagree with that tape, by the way.
Yeah, I disagree as well.
But this is what I was reading. So it looks like the fans, at least on the comments tonight, were targeting Van der Ven more so, that they'd probably rather see Danso and Romero playing ahead of Van der Ven.
I think the interesting thing will be at the weekend is what he does up front, and then that will create more of a meltdown. Because is Richarlison going to come straight back in? Probably, yes. Who are you dropping?
I think Richarlison will put. I think Richarlison will play.
Is he going to come back in?
What, is Solanke back for Sunday?
I don't know. He's done his hip. He's done his. I don't know. This guy's more
guys,
sick note than Darren Anderson.
I think Richarlison will start. I think Richarlison will start.
Can I give you a suggestion of what I would do? I would start Richarlison because he's the only one that's a guaranteed fighter in a relegation battle. He's the only one with experience of it.
Well, he's done it Everton,
and I think the game on Sunday is going to be different to the one tonight. Both teams are starting 0-0, so both teams go into that game with a different mindset. And I think Richarlison starts, and then I would start Mawani and Xavi Simons on the basis that they've got more chance of scoring goals than Matthias Tell. And I would drop Tell because he doesn't have goals in him. He just doesn't score. And he had a lot of chances tonight and he didn't take any of them. And I know a lot of fans are going to find, oh my God, you're dropping Tell. Because for me, again, Tell, a lot of huff, a lot of puff, no outcome. There's no end product. There needs to be an end product. I know he put in a good cross in for the goal, but that was it. There was no other end product. Whereas Mawani, he got a goal. Xavi Simons got 2 goals. And Xavi Simons, by the way, an unbelievable one-touch ball through in for Tell for that goal that he should have squared across the line before the second half.
That was a really good play. Really good play from that right.
I'll tell you what's going to happen on Sunday.
Yeah.
He'll drop Simmons.
Barry, if he drops Simmons, I'm going to go ape shit because I feel Xavi Simons has been scapegoated by managers and by our fan base. I hate the negativity on Xavi Simons when you can clearly see there is a proper footballer there. He knows how to strike a ball. He knows how to lay off a ball. He knows how to play a through ball. He's just been miscoached at this club and he's been misplayed. That player, if Xavi Simons played under Poch, you know what kind of player he would have been. You know what kind of footballer we would have had. So for me, If he drops Simmons, he's basically saying, don't worry about someone in the middle creating anything, because no one else in midfield's going to create.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying is that it wouldn't surprise me, because we know that
The only thing I'll say about Xavi Simmons, that the player that I see in the Champions League and the Premier League is two different Xavi Simmons.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, he gets a little bit more. They allow you to play a little bit more in the Champions League. In the Premier League, you don't get all that time. So I think if he can play, if he can find a way of getting that quality out of himself in the Premier League, mate, we've got a player on our hands. We really have. Because technically, the problem with Xavi Simmons has never been a technical one. We all can see that there's a player in him. It's more so sometimes in his body language, attitude, and getting knocked off the ball. That's the only thing that lets him down in terms of.
Yeah, but you know what, Iggy? If you're dropped every week, the team's getting pumped every week, and you're sitting on the bench watching your team getting pumped. It's difficult, isn't it? It's difficult for a player to you understand.
On that left-hand side, though, in a 4-4-2, if we play 4-4-2, I'm assuming, right? Yeah. And that left-hand side, for me, that's his. And I think we could play Paul on the right-hand side with... It looks like he's persistent with Archie Gray and Sarr. To be honest with you, Sunday, Sarr, and tonight, I was a bit... I wasn't sure. But
listen,
Gray was very good.
The issue you're going to have with Archie Gray and Sarr in the midfield as a two is a quality midfielder will dominate them, right? Did you guys see what Loriente did tonight? The way he was, right? Right. Anderson in the middle for Forest is gonna have a say in this game. So it's important that if we have Gray and Sarr there, that one of them has to step forward more into that middle. Otherwise, we give away too much freedom to quality midfielders. We saw, what's his face? Who's the Crystal Palace midfielder? Young lad.
Wharton.
Right. Look how Wharton bossed the game.
Yeah.
Right? We need something a little bit different in games to stop that from happening. Because top midfielders...
Paulinho not available.
Right, I was about to... Iggy, exactly. I was about to say, you've got to play Paulinho against Forest. You must. Because he will put a different spin on the game up against these top players. So
I think if Paulinho comes in for Sarr, alongside Gray, I think we might be all right. I hope.
Yeah, that works. That works for me.
But we'll see.
Listen, I'll go because I know there's others waiting to come on. But look, I thought best performance of this season under Tudor. Fully deserved the win. And if we had some quality players up front, we actually could have gone through tonight.
Yeah.
Unbelievable, man. We could have actually done it, but we are what we are.
So we play with intensity. We've played good football. We've got a good result. We won the game. More importantly, all right, we didn't go through.
It's a good result.
And we got a really positive and happy Stell tonight.
Yeah.
To me, that's a positive. I'm just playing, man. I'm just playing.
I know you are. I know.
For the benefit that don't know, I'm just playing.
Yeah. I know. I just wanted to say, because, the trolls, they're going to come out hunting. Right? They love it.
Where is he?
Stell reminds me of my wife, always complaining. That's not me saying it, by the way, in case Laura's watching. That was in the chat.
I just say it as I see it, and not enough fans can handle the truth. That's all it is. I just say it as I see it. Tonight, you cannot criticise Tottenham. Yeah. We were the better team. If we had better players up front, we would have gone through against all the odds. And like I said, that's the best performance under Tudor from this team so far. Let's see what happens Sunday, because that's really the acid test, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the test. That's the one where we will know what's what, whether Tudor's actually got a tune out of them, whether these players mean business, and whether or not we're going to stay up or go down. So all roads lead to White Hart Lane this Sunday. Let's go.
Let's go. Nice one, Stell, man.
See you later.
Big up yourself.
See, Laura thinks now I said that.
No,
that was in the comments. Iggy will back me up. That was in the comments. That's not me saying it.
Relax, relax. Calm.
Right, here we are. We got Chris from outside the stadium.
I was going to say, look
Come
like
on,
he's outside the
boys.
stadium.
Come on.
Tell us the mood in the camp, man. Obviously, you're there.
Know what?
So you're there. You've come out of there. How did you feel after tonight? I know we didn't get through, but
I'm actually really, really happy with the performance. All game, the whole 90 minutes, I thought we were on Atletico. But the one thing I'll say, which is negative, not about Tottenham, by the way, that referee screwed us over so many times today. The amount of times he was allowing Atletico Madrid to stop the play when we were gaining momentum, especially after we went 1-0 up. But other than that, the referee situation, honestly, I thought they played done the best they could. Mattis Tell, honestly, what a performance from him. Xavi Simons proved me wrong today. I thought he's a weak guy. He don't really do nothing for us. But today, he came on, he started, created, scored 2 goals. What we need him to do. And in the Premier League, we've been missing that. We're missing that sort of Xavi Simons player, which is why I feel like that's where we are in the league. And Colin Ronnie today, literally, I can thank everyone. The whole team was amazing. The stands today, the atmosphere was incredible all game. The fans really got behind the team, and I did help a lot. And I'm just really happy for once. I come on here as well after like Anfield on Sunday and say to you guys, I'm so happy with that result. Like, I know we got knocked out, and people are thinking to myself, people thinking like, why is he happy we're knocked out? But I was like, I said the first game was over. That the tie was over from the first game. It was too much. It gives us too much to do. But tonight, honestly, hopefully that builds some confidence into the players for Sunday. Where that's the game where it matters. But yeah, I'm really happy, man.
Yeah, the most important thing for me, and Iggy said it as well, is the win. We, when we went to 2-2, it was all quiet. The crowd went quiet, and we were like, "Nah, we can't." And then they had a couple of chances, and we were thinking, "Nah, we can't just we undo all of our hard work, right?" I just, like you said, the ref didn't have a great game. He was poor. There were decisions. There was, Iggy mentioned the Lookman one, the Simmons one. I think in the Premier League, that's given us a foul by Alvarez, and that's given a red card on Lookman. But we weren't in the Premier League tonight. But it means nothing. No. The important thing now is, though, all of this good work from Anfield, all of this good work tonight, if we don't come and perform on Sunday, will mean nothing.
That's what I agree totally. I'm here again on Sunday, isn't it? I'm here again. That game is it is actually so vital. Like tonight was key as well, because I think we went out tonight and just got absolutely destroyed like Newcastle did tonight, and who else got like that? Who not last night from England?
Chelsea,
who was it? Chelsea, yeah.
City got
pumped. They got pumped. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So
everyone got pumped, and actually we didn't get pumped, and we're sitting here thinking. But there was 23 goals tonight in 4 games. This Champions League, the last 2 nights, has been mad.
Insane.
Like mad.
Crazy. And I want to miss the Champions League. I want to miss it. We're obviously not going to be in there next year, or maybe even the season after that. So I will miss the Champions League.
Chris, what I was going to ask you, because you said you was going to be there on Sunday, and I want to latch on to that a little bit.
Yeah.
On Sunday, if you was Tudor, would you go back? Would you start with the same 11 tonight, or would you bring the likes of Palinha in for Sarr, or what changes would you make from what the team that you saw tonight for Sunday?
I'll make a couple changes. I'll take Xavi Simons out, and I'll put. Who do we start against Liverpool?
Wait, hold on, Chris, hold on. You take Xavi Simons, the player that we just bigged up, scored 2 great goals tonight.
Yeah.
He was single-handedly one of our best players. We're going to drop him now.
Yeah, he was.
You risk losing him by dropping him.
Yeah, but I take him out because, like I told you, in the Premier League, you said it earlier on, Estelle, his Premier League performances have been so underwhelming compared to his Champions League performances. And I think that's due to the intensity of the Premier League. In the UCL, he gets that space to create chances. Do you think Elliot Anderson is going to let him have that space to create chances? No way. We've seen the same story, Xavi Simons. Good performance against Borussia Dortmund. Good performance Slavia Prague against Frankfurt. When it comes to the league, he don't. What's the word? He don't follow up in the league. And yes, as much as I would love to start Xavi, I know he's a creative player. but I just don't know. I don't know if he's going to do well on Sunday.
So I'll just say this, Chris. Xavi Simons or Matthias Tell, who are you starting on Sunday?
Tell.
Oh my God.
Hey, listen, it's his opinion. You know, everyone's entitled to their opinion.
Can you imagine though if Tell's? Oh man, I'm just like like sliding doors. If Tell would just pass that ball across and we go 2-0 up. Oh my God.
I think Paulinho has to come back into the team, maybe ahead of Sarr. That's the first one. I think that should be. And what about right back? Do we keep Dragus in there, or was you happy with him there?
No, I was not. Dragusin was one of the worst. That's one of the worst performances I've seen in my whole life as being a Spurs fan. Dragusin. You could tell he was so uncomfortable there, man. He was so uncomfortable.
Who would you play? What would you change then from that back four?
I'll put Dancer in over Dragusin, and I'll leave. I don't know. Romero should be available in it for Sunday, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I'll put. And I know what Romero van der Ven today proved a lot of us fans, especially myself, people like they proved a lot of people wrong today. They looks like their head is in it, their heart is in it, and that's what I'm happy with. But I'll go with that. My lineup would be Vicario. I'll say Porro right wing back. I think if Doggie's fit, I think Doggy has to start.
So you're going to a back three again when we've played the best last 2 games. We've performed with 4-4-2.
But today we started with 5 at the back, and when we went to the 4 back, I felt like we lost something when we went to the 4 back tonight.
Okay.
But I'll go. I think we should. I don't know because at Anfield we played 4 at the back and we played so well. I don't know what we do, but if we go with the 4 back, I'll go Porro right back, then Udogie or Spence left back, and I'll go. I guess Romero and Van der Ven, it has to be if it's back 4. And then in the midfield, I'll go for. I think you have to keep Sarr and Gray in there because them two are clearly building something, some sort of chemistry between them. And I don't think bringing in Paulinho, Gray, and Sarr. I know very defensive, but I believe that's what we need. Sunday won't be as what people think is like tonight's game. Sunday will be a dogfight. It won't be a clean game. It'll be we need players to get stuck in.
There'll be a red card on Sunday, 100%.
You think? Maybe Romero.
Chelsea settings.
Look, lastly, Chris, before we let you go, man.
Yeah.
How was the fans leaving the stadium? How did they feel? Did you see? I know, I can imagine the previous games, like everyone's angry, pissed off, and all of that. What was the mood like tonight from the fans leaving the stadium?
Oh my God, amazing! Everyone was really happy. Like towards the end of the game. I think it's like the 95th minute. After Colin Wani missed that chance when we could have gone 4-2 up with 3 minutes to go. All the fans were singing Tottenham till I die. What else singing? We love you, Tottenham. We do. And then we're singing, literally chanting away. And the fans were clapping the players to the pitch. And I've not seen that for ages. I've come to every home game this season.
Probably all season, yeah.
Probably
season. I've heard boos loud. I've heard so many boos. Even I've been booing. It's been terrible all season long, but tonight, the fans were really happy tonight. And you can tell the players, and like I said, that atmosphere is so key for us for Sunday. It's tonight we got behind the boys from minute 1 to minute 90, and it showed, and it really showed that the players got confidence from it. And normally in a game where we would play well, but then we would drop off a bit, the fans actually carried them on and carried them on to not get tired and drained, to keep pushing, and it worked. And we got the win. I know we're out, but we got the win tonight. I cannot be negative tonight, man. I'm actually really buzzing that performance. But like you said earlier, if Sunday we don't win, that hard work from Liverpool and tonight goes in the bin really, because if we don't win on Sunday, then we're screwed. We really are screwed.
Yeah, whoever wins Sunday stays up, I believe.
You think?
Yeah.
Well, fingers crossed for Spurs.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Chris, thanks very much for coming on, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. I'll see you Sunday.
Take care, mate. All the best.
Take care. Bye.
Well, very important words from Chris, man. It all comes to nothing if we don't get the performance and the result against Forest.
Yeah, I mean, he did say drop Simmons and play Tell, though.
Wow, controversial.
Controversial.
Still say play Simmons. Chris says don't play Simmons, play Tell. Still says don't play Tell, play Simmons.
Laura, you know what Laura did? She sent me a message going, "Yeah, I'm sure that was you sending that."
She doesn't believe you.
And do you know what she said? But it's all right because my team are through with a middle finger emoji.
Yeah, thank you very much. Always
Victim
the one.
Victim FC.
Right, who's next? Who's next in the
firing line?
Who's
Chair.
next? Who's next? No, not firing line. Jake. Big up, Jake.
What's going on, lads?
Thanks for coming on, mate.
Good morning.
Good morning,
good
afternoon,
night.
good evening, depending where you are in the world. I hope you're well, mate.
Yeah, it's like
It doesn't look like
9:30 here.
night to me.
It's absolutely
Not
night
with
time
that
here. We're
accent
ready for
either.
bed here, mate. So good morning to you. Where
No,
are you, mate?
boys,
Where
it's
are you?
not. Good old Australia in Melbourne.
Big up to all the Aussie Spurs. Big up, big up,
That's
big up,
it,
man.
boys.
Jake, take
First
it away,
love,
man. Tell me your thoughts.
First thing, big love to Ben and Sim as well. Sending love from Australia to you, boys.
Absolutely. Big up, boys.
Oh, I'm probably going to flip the switch a bit and be a bit negative, so I apologise, lads. I was watching the game, and I was kind of comparing Atletico. Obviously, sounds a bit simple to say, but like comparing Atletico, but like over the last probably, let's say, 10 years to Spurs. And the reason that we definitely we won the game but lost the tie, like it's 110% Enoch. The reason I say that is obviously Atletico's last couple of strikers, right? Like we can't score a goal. Like we have Colomboani up front versus Julian Alvarez. We used to have Harry Kane, but then look at every striker Atletico have had before Alvarez. They've had like Diego Forlan, Radamel Falcao, Fernando Torres, Julian
Costa.
Alvarez.
Costa.
You know, Costa. We couldn't replace Harry Kane. Who did we replace Harry Kane with?
Oh, yeah.
Like that's the end of the day. Who did we replace Son with? Like they replaced, they brought in Lookman, which would have been a perfect replacement for Son.
Yeah, I agree.
It's fantastic. It's fantastic that we won this game. Don't get me wrong, but it's still an Enoch issue. It's still an Enoch issue. I'm probably one of the, I don't know, it's getting a bit bigger, but obviously I'm probably one of the delegation people that are agreeing with this is an Enoch problem. We won this game.
We don't want delegation.
Like I've been coached by some, coaches over the years playing football, and there's one thing I've always disagreed with coaches, right? Coaches always say that moments win games and moments win seasons. But at the end of the day, like that's completely incorrect. This game is a moment. Liverpool is a moment, but we're still in the shitter.
Of course we are. Absolutely. Nothing's done. It could, we don't get the result on Sunday. What we've done the last couple of games doesn't count for anything.
Or look at, we're having the same reaction to this match as we did versus Dortmund. And what happened after Dortmund? We were like, we're going to turn it around. We're back. Then we got thumped.
Yeah, like, I get that, but I think I saw more than I've seen for a long time with these players, that they, with the players, with the fans, and for the first time in a very long time, everyone was together for a common goal. We know the problems. We know the problems with the board. We know the problems with the investment. We know the problem with the scouting. But tonight was all about going out there and showing what we've all been asking for weeks, right? We've been asking for fight. We've been asking for desire. What you would have seen from Spurs, even last week, they get their equaliser and then we fold and we crumble. We didn't see that tonight, and I'm not saying that
the
that
most
is to
important
suddenly,
thing.
I'm not saying that suddenly we, it's all rainbows and unicorns and everything else, but we have to then back it up like we backed it up from Sunday. We have to go and back it up on Sunday.
But I think we can talk about this game, which is fantastic, right? Don't get me wrong. Yeah. But, I've been a Tottenham supporter now for, probably 25 years since I've been supporting Tottenham. I want to make sure in the next 25 years that we still have a club that's actually competing. And I've seen it a few times this season that we get one good result, and then what happens? Everyone has this false sense of security, and then everyone gets further down afterwards. My worry is that this result will turn into what everyone was thinking post-Dortmund, that we're going to turn it around, right? Can you really tell me that Atletico Madrid were walking into that game at the start of the whistle, but they were walking in really wanting to win that game? They already thought they won. The difference is next week, Forest need to win. Atletico walked in today and they wouldn't have thought they needed to win because they won last week. They would have thought, oh, we've got enough of a lead here. We just have to play our football. We'll be fine. We don't have to win. For us to have to win, the issue is that we walk into the match and we're thinking we're going to ride the highs of the game that we just played. No, we need to walk in there and need to win. Because Atletico would have walked in today thinking we don't need to win. We're going to come across the Forest side this weekend that'll absolutely do anything they can to make sure that both they win and we go down. They've got a double ammo here. Atletico just walked in today thinking we just have to play football and we'll go through the next round. And they did. They just played some football. They went through the next round. That Atletico side, are a fantastic team. Simeone's done amazing over the last 10, 15 years. But at the end of the day, we just need to make sure that, the fans are, number one, getting behind the boys, but also, number two, keeping them accountable for the football that we need to play. Because if we don't play the football that we need to play this weekend, we're relegated and nothing matters. This Atletico game doesn't matter. The Liverpool game doesn't matter. I think it's a two-pronged approach. Number one, keeping them accountable, as well as being supportive for the boys. Because I think with no accountability, we go into Forest this weekend riding the high of we beat Atletico in a game that Atletico didn't need to win. And that's going to be the problem. Because over the last 10 years, ENIC have basically gotten rid of every good player that we've had and replaced it with, I always make the joke of, a promising young player in the German second division, that same type of model of a promising player coming through. And I'm worried that this weekend could be the final nail in the coffin for not replacing your Kanes, your Sons, your Gareth Bales, your Moussa Dembele's. Like, I'm looking at the game with caution rather than optimism, because I'm worried that the club that I've supported for 25 years will no longer be the club that it's going to be for a very long time.
No, I understand.
And again, apologies for the negativism.
No, Jake.
It's not negative. It's just saying we should be on our guard for Sunday. I completely understand that.
I understand, but I think we've had so much to deal with, not just this season, but the back end of last year, and we haven't had a lot to celebrate. So I can understand why, that, as I said, that's the most enjoyable game of football I've watched from Spurs for a very long time, and we haven't had those moments. We haven't had those chances to say that. That's not. You're okay to say that. You're okay to say all of that without getting carried away, because without that, I agree. Without, if we go into Sunday and just think we're going to carry on what we're doing without putting in the application and putting in the hard work, then it is going to come unstuck. But I think we need to enjoy tonight for what it is.
Tonight,
look, 100%. Yeah.
No. What I was going to say, tonight is an isolated, situation. I think come Sunday is a completely different ball game. Like Stel mentioned in the previous 0-0, we go into that game 0-0. It wasn't like tonight where the scoreline was a bit compromised. That's a 0-0 result, and we have to be on our guard. And we've not done anything in the league this season to say that we should go in there in any sort of confidence. The only thing I was trying to say, like on the back of that result Sunday and tonight, that results give you that little bit more confidence going into games. That doesn't mean you shouldn't be guarded, or you shouldn't be, in any way kind of, cocky, if you like. But it's got to be better than going on the back of 6, defeats, going into the new game on the back of 6 defeats. Now we've broken the rut. We've got a win. We haven't tasted the victory. Well, I know it's a meaningless one because we went out of the Champions League tonight, but it's a win. It's the first win that we've had in 2026. So all I'm saying is, now we know it. We can win games. We can go in there with a little bit of confidence while still being guarded. But you're right. We don't have a lot of goals in us. I don't think we've scored a lot of goals at all this season. I don't think that we've got 2 at most, or maybe 3 once. But we don't score a lot of goals. But for me, we have to mainly concentrate on not conceding at the back. We've given so many cheap goals in the season that I think that it's going to be a right battle on Sunday. And I do think that if we can somehow keep a clean sheet, we can nick one. Like the previous caller said earlier, Chris, it's going to be an absolute dogfight. I think it's going to be an absolute a battle in the middle of the park.
But if we play like that, like we played like that tonight on Sunday, then
I do think Paulinho needs to come back into the team. I don't think we can go into the midfield without Paulinho in it.
No, I think we have to get Warriors into the fight, to be honest. Don't get me wrong, like, Sar's good in the midfield, but, we're going to need someone that's willing to, like, either break their leg or someone else's on the weekend. Like, that's the perspective of the match we have to be in. Look, my opinion, I reckon we will get up. I reckon it's 1-0. I reckon it's a set piece. I reckon it's an absolute dogfight, 0-0, and, Romero in the 80th minute up for a header or something like that.
Hey, Jake, however we score, if it hits someone's ass, it goes in, I really couldn't care less. The most important thing that we come away on Sunday with maximum points. Keep ourselves away from them because Sunday, it's 6 points. It's not 3 points. Sunday's a 6-pointer. So it's super, super important that we come away with maximum points. Doesn't matter how we play. Who cares? Once you get the result, no one remembers the performance. You just have to get the result.
Yeah, and that's it. Well, big up, lads. I'll let
mate.
you get
Jake,
on the rest
thanks
of
for
the
coming on, mate. I appreciate you stay, up early to watch the game. We're so late here, but it's up and early there watching the Spurs. Big up yourself, mate.
Come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Take care, buddy.
So Igor Tudor's come out and said this after the game. The sensations are mixed. You don't like to not get through, but it was a very good performance. It was a beautiful sensation on the pitch with the fans who are really there together with the squad and the team from the first moment. Congratulations to the players. It's positive. Commitment, a lot of running, lots of good things. The energy was really nice from the first moment. The fans recognised the team did everything from the first minute to the last, and they were with us. Beautiful. Thanks. The players believed, and you could see the performance at this moment is very important. In the last 2 games, we've improved. It's an important game on Sunday, but it will not decide anything yet. It will be decided over the last 3 games. Asked when Tottenham will be back in Europe next year. No, it should be the year after that. Why not? Winning a trophy last season gave the confidence to the players, and it's totally different if you have experience in European competition. On his club's injury problems, today we had 11 players, and on the bench, just 1 player. Danso, Bergvall, Udogie and Gallagher, the doctors said they could only play 20 minutes. So you have 11 players and Danso. That makes the value of this performance even better. It was nice to take the victory and important for the morale. So there we go.
Who we got next?
We've got Mikey.
Good evening, Mike.
Or good morning.
Hi, guys.
Oh, good morning. Depending where you are in the world. We don't know where you are. Where you are, mate?
Dublin.
Confidence
It looks bright there.
Guys. Spurs fan my whole life. Listen to all podcasts. I've never ever delved into one apart from tonight. So also with Ben and Sim, they're okay with the family issues. So thanks for letting me on.
Thank you.
That's all right, mate. Mikey, tell us your thoughts on tonight's game and what it means going into Sunday.
I didn't dial in for tonight. I dialed in because I think us as fans, we can look at the positives and negatives no matter what happens. Okay, like I was listening to Sean Butler's podcast. We won 3-2. There's negatives. You guys are on about like Gray's not good enough. Like guys, as a football club, we are in a relegation battle right now. We do not need to be looking at the negatives. We do not need to be saying is Arch Gray a championship player? Is Richarlison not good enough? Because 18 months ago, if I asked anyone from any podcaster what's thinking of Richarlison, say sell him. 18 months fast forward, now all of a sudden we're saying he's our saviour. I think we just need to stop jumping back and forward. Tim Sherwood called out the whole team when he got sacked, including Jan Vertonghen, Christian Eriksen, Moussa Dembele, who a lot of our Spurs fans would say was one of our best midfielders of all time. I think as a fan base, we're in a shit situation right now, guys. Let's stop with the negatives and try to be positive and try to get our club out of the bad situation it is. I think the negativity among us and the back and forth is not really helping the badly way run our club is. I'm not saying we're at fault of it, but I'm just saying I think we need to try help to get out of it, even though it's not our fault. If that makes any sense, good.
Yeah, look. I understand what you're saying, but look, we have to critique these players. These players are paid. We were saying about it earlier, sitting there and clapping the coach as it goes past on Sunday. These players are paid hundreds of thousands of pounds a week. They don't need some people on a high road or people on YouTube or people on that to sit there and go, come on guys, well done, let's all be positive. They need to have some self-motivation. They need to sit there and have some pride. And, you know, we all have jobs, we all have things that we do that we want to throw ourselves in to be the best. And at times, a lot of times, these players, whether it's their fault, the manager's fault, the board's fault, the coach's fault, the medical team's fault, they've got to stand up, right? Tonight,
100%.
in isolation, I thought, as I said earlier, I thought the players were good, the fans were good, and we seemed as one. However, we know, unfortunately, you know, that there will be some negatives. There will be some, you know, I've seen a lot of comments about, well, if Tudor hadn't played Kinski, then we would have gone through. We don't know that. You know, Kinski was at fault for 2 of the goals. He wasn't at fault for the other 3 that we conceded that night, you know? So it's very difficult to kind of just put it in. I get it. We need to be, you know, we need to support the guys and we need to be behind it. But tonight was the first time they showed what we've all been asking for the last God knows how long. Do you know what I mean?
And like, I think what really goes unnoticed is, right, Thomas Frank came in. And I was a big Ange. He should not have gone. Not going to get into that. Since, I'd say, the 2-0 win against Man City, we have declined every game under Frank. Every single game. We've had 5 games under Tudor. 2 of them we've had the most running this season. The other 2, we had a red card and was against Arsenal. So we've had an incline Liverpool and Atletico Madrid. There should be positivity right now. And I'm not saying these players are great. We should be clapping them on the back. But I look back to what Everton, when they're in a relegation battle, the fans got in and were positive and made everything get out of that relegation battle. I think that's what we need to do now. Whether the players are good enough or not, I don't think most of them are. I think that's irrelevant. I think we need to become one and have a main agenda of being positive.
Mikey, we feed off what they give us. At the end of the day, we are football fans in general, especially when it comes to their team, in our case Spurs. We're in tune. We understand sometimes when our team's in difficulty because of injuries or because of manager or because of the situation at the club, whatever the case may be. We understand where the difficulties can come from. But what you expect, the very minimum requirement for any team has to be to cross the white line, go on the pitch and fight for every minute or of every second of that game. Fight, and then, you know, if you win at the end of the game or your opponents were better than you on the night, so be it. But you expect the team to be putting up a fight and to be fighting for the badge, because players come and go, but the shirt that you represent, that's what you're getting. That's what you're giving everything for, and you're paid very well for. So if we see that on the pitch, regardless of the result, like tonight, for example, we won the game, but we went out on the night in the Champions League. We turned around, we've said, wow, where's this Spurs team been? Now, this is what we've always wanted to see, a team that fights, they're in unison, working together, attacking, defending together. Then you can win, you can lose. It doesn't matter. It happens. That's part of the game. But we need to see this every single game of every single week. And then, like I said, you can play. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You get out-thought, outsmarted, outwitted, outplayed. It can happen. But you fight, especially when you're in this situation that we find ourselves this season. And whilst I understand that on Sunday is going to be a completely different game than we saw tonight, because it's 0-0, teams are neck and neck on points. It's going to be a dogfight, if you like, a relegation dogfight. We have to make sure that whatever happens, however may happens, even if we don't play well, that come final whistle, we are the team that pick up all the points. That's the only thing that matters.
100%. And to ask the question to you, do you feel more confident that we're going to get points now under Igor rather than Frank?
Well, I'm the only thing I'm happy about tonight is that we've gone away from that 6-loss rut that we was in. We broke that rut by getting a point at Anfield, which I feel on the back of that result has given us the confidence to at least attempt to try and and make it a game tonight, because if we'd gone another bad defeat at Anfield, I think we've got to gone in tonight's game broken bones. And now I don't know what that could have meant for Sunday. But at the very least, you say, look, the guys picked up a point at Anfield, which, if nothing more, is good for morale. They've gone in tonight, giving everything, getting a win, and that goes into the Sunday's game with a little bit more confidence going into it, but guarded. I want to be confident but guarded, knowing fully well that if I go in there too cocky or too confident, thinking of what we've done in the last 2 games will actually get us all the points, then no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to be the case. We have to go there knowing fully well that we're still very much in the dogfight. And we don't get the points on Sunday. We don't play well. We don't get the points. Liverpool wouldn't have meant anything, and neither was tonight.
No, 100%. But Fulham wasn't a great performance.
No.
But in terms of distant covered per player, the formation was terrible. It was our second this season in Premier League. The players are fighting for him. They weren't doing that on the Frank. But it was a positive. We got it against Liverpool. We won tonight against Atletico Madrid. I think that's just building on the guys, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
100%. But we're all Spurs fans, so we know what we know what's likely to come if we do get too far ahead of ourselves, or we sit there and show some fake positivity, or whatever whatever kind of happens. And that's what I think Iggy's saying, is we just need to be mindful. Don't take tonight and what happened at the weekend. If we sit there and we go, oh, it's all some.
The fans are there. The fans are there.
Yeah.
And if you put a shit performances, you're not fighting, they have every right to boo. Tonight, they didn't do that. Tonight, they were singing, they were in loud voice, and they applauded them off the pitch. That's what I'm talking about. The players determine on what the fans do. The fans are there right from the off, every game, ready to support. And then they feed off what you're giving out on the pitch. If you're giving everything for the shirt, regardless of whether you win or lose, you will be applauded off the pitch. And that's what's important to say. And that's what, but Sunday, 2:00, I guarantee you, Spurs fans will be there in mass to support the team. They're doing that right from 11:30 on the high street. They'll be there for 2 or 3 hours beforehand, ready to cheer them on as the bus comes through to make their way in the stadium. So they're already making their intent known what they're going to do. Now the players have to feed off that and turn it into a performance, and most importantly, a result. It's unison, it works together.
And that's it, lads. Like, Ears had 5-6 games. It's got better per game. I just want to try to spread the positivity to build into that game. That's why I called in, so I appreciate it.
No,
Mikey, thank you very much for coming on, buddy. Big up to the Dublin Spurs, and hope to see you soon, mate.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
Mate. Good night.
So we had a members chat from Amir, absolutely deluded. Mikey speaking sense, not that bit's deluded. Fantastic performance tonight. Let's get behind the team and back Tudor and players to keep us up. It's time to inject positivity. Well, Amir's joined the Sim train like Sim did under Ange. There we go. But I can't believe this jabroni is on. I've not seen him for a while. This absolute jabroni. Let's get him on. It's me, it's KPV.
Yes, Barry, yes, Iggy. How are we doing, boys?
Big up, mate. Much better tonight. It's nice to be on the back of a win, mate. I don't know how you feeling.
Finally. About time we got a win in 2026.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, we haven't got one in a while, but we finally did, and I'm happy. Like, as you said, the ref was a joke. It was a disgrace. It's a fucking disgrace, in the words of Didier Drogba. It's a fucking disgrace. Like, it's a disgrace. The ref was a joke. Like, I don't know how their goal, the first one from Alvarez, stood, because it's a clear foul. Like, I've seen it, and like Stell said, if we created them chances, we could have gone through. But a great win I'll take, and on to Sunday.
KPVAR. That's what we're going to call it. Should have gone to KPVR. What do you think of Lookman? That was like something out of WWE or whatever nonsense that you lot watch.
Like, I don't know what he's doing, man, but clearly.
Do you think that's a sending off?
course it is. Like, I've seen it, and I don't know what he's doing in Spain, but go back to Italy, mate. Like, he's a flop. Like, he's the last time I saw him, he scored a hat trick in the Europa League final against Bayern Leverkusen. Like,
Never lose.
when they won being one. Lucky Nigerian bastard, but bottle job, mate. And hopefully Barca knock these dumb boys out because I don't like them. Like, but it was great to see Toby Alderweireld, who played for both these clubs, and 2 Champions League finals, playing against Real Madrid in that final in Lisbon. He couldn't stop Bale scoring. He just sat on the floor, sat on his ass. Like, yeah, but it was great to see a legend, another one. Like, great to see him at the ground, and it was brilliant to see him. Like, yeah, I saw him on TV. So, yeah, big up Toby. And now on to Sunday. We need to beat Forest. It's a 6-pointer, and they're fighting, we're fighting. But, yeah, we can take that momentum into Sunday. And the boys showed a bit of passion and a fight tonight. But great win on to Sunday. And it's time to beat Forest. Like, they've got a game tomorrow. Like, they've got.
Do you think that helps us, KPV?
Yeah, it helps. And like I said, great win. But yeah, need to win Sunday because we've not won a league game since Palace away. So we need to win on Sunday. And yeah, like we've not got a game till April the 11th. So that's just a couple of weeks. So yeah, great win, but we're out. And yeah, like at least we ended the campaign with a win and 25 games unbeaten at home in Europe, and that continues. So no one's going to break that record.
That continues to when, KPV? 2035? The next time we're in Europe. The next time we're in Europe, 2035.
That's going to continue for God knows how long, mate. And no other team is unbeaten at home in Europe. Like, we 24, that's now 25. And them lot from Woolwich are not unbeaten at home in Europe for God knows how many games. But we're unbeaten at home in Europe and we don't lose. So, great performance, as I said, on to Sunday against them lot from Nottingham. And let's get a win. And I think that keeps us up. But we need, at least 3 wins. But we're not going to beat Chelsea because I know they lost to Newcastle and PSG. Like, yeah, like if we can win on Sunday, then a game after that, then yeah, that keeps us up. So great win tonight, people. And I know you put this, I'm probably the last one, then yeah, you got to go home. So, and I want to send
my KPV. Gotta go home, mate.
I want to send my thoughts and prayers to Ben and Sim. Best wishes, and yeah, hopefully they're right. But my key worker unfortunately lost his dad today. He passed away.
Sorry to
hear that, mate.
Yeah, my key worker lost his dad today, so he's got a funeral to take care of, to go to. So gonna hopefully
send them my best. Send them my best.
Yeah, yeah. So all right, people.
All right,
that's tonight, and thanks, I'll see you on Sunday.
Take care, buddy. All the best.
Take care, guys. All the best.
Take care. Thank you very much, KPV. Well, that is get out of my house. Get out of our house, KPV. Look, that's the end of the post-match fan show. The Champions League fixtures, the quarterfinals are as follows: PSG against Liverpool, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barca, Atletico Madrid, and Arsenal against Sporting. Look, a lot of English teams have gone out. I think the arrogance of the Premier League has been shown up for what it is. These teams just know what it means when it gets to the business end of these competitions. Look, one swallow does not make a summer. However, tonight's performance was a lot better from Spurs. Absolutely. But it means nothing if we don't back it up on Sunday. Iggy, final thoughts?
Yeah, absolutely. We've got to forget everything now tonight. Like I said, take the good that's come from the last couple of games in terms of morale on the back of the 2 results. Sunday was a very important point. away to Anfield, a difficult ground. We hardly ever get anything from there. But tonight, in addition to the win, we put a really good performance, good shift, pressed, but most importantly, there was a unison between the players, manager and fans. That's the morale and the spirit we need to take to what will be a dogfight on Sunday. It'll be a completely different game than tonight. Absolutely different. But at least we can go there in a bit of confidence and not on the back of 6 defeats. This one's going to be a bit different. But like you said, it won't mean anything if we don't come away with the points on Sunday. Massive weekend coming up.
Yeah, look, thanks to everyone for joining us. Potter's Bar now has its Wi-Fi back. It went down in the whole of Potter's Bar, so it wasn't us for a change. So, yeah, it's all back now. Thank you for your patience earlier on. It was a bit cobbled together at the start as we were like, oh, my God, what do we need to do? We kind of were thrown into it.
But we got there in the end.
We got there in the end. Spurs got the result and got the confidence going into Sunday. Thank you to everyone for watching. Thank you for your comments. We even had a positive Stell tonight.
And big up to, again, Ben and Sim.
Yeah, big up to Ben and Sim with everything that they're going through. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.